Hi everyone, this is Eric from ProtoFuse and welcome to another edition of Intelligent Bytes. Today we're going to zoom in on a small element related to conversion optimization. If you want better conversion, you need to start using click triggers. I first discovered click triggers from Joanna Wiebe from Copy Hackers back in 2013. I fell in love with the tactic almost immediately and started implementing it with all of my clients. And I can tell you, I've seen it make a huge difference in conversion rate. So let's first start with the definition. Joanna describes it as the extra boosts around a button to convince more people to click it. So this could be any button on your website. It could be a button on your homepage, used as a click-through button to a key service or product page. It could be the button on the e-commerce transaction page, someone purchasing a product, check out or buy now, or submitting data on a lead generation page, which is what you see right here, a basic lead generation form, first name, last name, and so forth. And here's a really good example of a form that doesn't use click triggers. Notice that there's nothing around this submit button. It's just a bunch of white space. So why do you want to use click triggers? What's the whole point? Getting people to click on buttons is a good thing in your site, leads to engagement, leads to conversion. But let's kind of talk through the theory really quickly. Why do you want to use them? Well, first and foremost, you're going to improve click-through rate. So I used the example of the homepage to a key service or a product page. It's going to help with that. Second, it's going to create curiosity. Getting people from one page to another takes a little bit of work. Websites that have high engagement do a really good job of sort of creating curiosity around the button so people kind of know what's next. And last but not least, and this is pretty popular when it comes to lead generation forms, is they alleviate that fear and anxiety that you may feel. So think of the last time you saw a really, really long web form where you're submitting information and a lot of the fields were required. You weren't really sure what was going to happen after you submitted it. You had maybe thoughts of, is this worth it? Will this company spam me? I'm not even sure if I trust this company. There's a lot of stuff that happens when it comes to lead generation. So these click triggers will sort of combat that. So let's get into the different types that you can use. First and foremost, I would say a testimonial. It's a real easy one. Second, which would be popular with maybe an e-commerce site, star ratings, maybe that ties into a third-party service and you're able to pull that over dynamically, show how many, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5 stars, hopefully 4 or 5 out of 5 stars. You could display that around a button. A privacy message is really good. A data point, so for example, if your product or service helped your customers increase their revenues by 26% or something like that. A nice data point is a really great click trigger. Guarantees are really good. What happens next? So Joanna calls this a risk minimizing snippet. So this could be just a small little verbiage that makes people feel like they kind of know what's going to come next after they click that button. So I've got an actual really great example here to show you what that looks like. Your value proposition, not everything in your value proposition. You don't want to, throw all those pieces around the button. It may get a little dirty and messy with the design, but small pieces of your value proposition is a good thing. But the most important thing to remember in all of this is the key is choose the right click trigger for your business, for your product, for your service. You don't want to use everything. You want to maybe use a couple pieces of them that's relative to what you think would work best. So let me show you practically how that works. If you remember our generic lead generation form, right, with the submit button, well, let me show you 2 options that you can use. Here's one, a testimonial. Like I mentioned, that was number 1 on my list. This product saved us thousands of dollars a year. It would be really fantastic if you could get a headshot, maybe get the permission from your client or your customer's name to put that on there. That is a really great, again, testimonial. Option number 2 is kind of a combination of these. One would be 100% privacy guaranteed. So, if this is a lead generation form, You're going to be sending all kinds of information, first name, last name. That would be helpful. And then also you'll see that I've woven in another one. We'll respond to 1 to 2 business days. Again, that's that risk minimizing snippet. I love that tactic. We use it a lot with our clients that do lead generation. We've seen it work wonders. It's so small, it's so simple, but it's so effective. So that is it. That's what a click trigger is, why you should use it, the theory behind it. This is an aspect of conversion optimization, and you couldn't have conversion optimization without testing. So remember that. Implement a couple different tactics, measure it, see if it works. If it doesn't, change. But the whole point is to not do something generic like this. Hopefully that's been helpful. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.